Good morning, students. Today we will do the topic lesson number 4, major landforms. Now children, our earth is made up of land and water. Now land is only 29% and water is 71%. So that's why you all know that our earth is called the blue planet, because we have more of water. So all this, the land which is made up of, our earth is made up of land and water. This land is of many forms. We have different forms of land in this earth. Now which are the different land forms you find? Yes, you are correct. We find mountains, we find plains, we find deserts, we have plateaus, we have rivers. So there are different types of landforms which we will study in this chapter. Coming to the first landform, that is mountains. Now what are mountains? You must have seen, may have visited some hill stations and have seen the mountains. Mountains are raised landform. Out of the surrounding area, it is a raised landform, and which rises above 900 meters, then only it is called a mountain. We have hills and we have mountains. Hills are lower in height and mountains are more higher than the hills. The landform that rises more than 900 meters, it is called a mountain. Now mountains, as you know, it has a peak. Its peak is also called summit. They have peak and summit, and mostly they are conical in shape. Just imagine you are having an ice cream cone, that shape, conical in shape. Now the mountains in this whole world covers about 20% of the whole landform. Means out of the total area in this earth, we have 20% of mountains. So it covers quite a lot. And the peak or summit, it's either conical in shape or rounded. Now when it's conical, the new mountains, the mountains which are formed later. Now children, one thing you remember, mountains, they are not formed within 100 years. It takes thousands of years to form mountains. And these mountains which are new, like we have Himalayas, it is formed relatively later, and so its peak are quite pointed and it is conical. And you have those mountains which are formed later on are also greater in height. But the mountains which are old mountains, they are called old mountains, like we have Aravalli ranges. That Aravalli ranges are formed means ahead of the Himalayas. So they are little lesser in height than Himalayas, and their peaks are not as pointed as Himalayas. So their peaks are little rounded peak because of erosion, wear and tear, because of the storm, rainfall, rainfall. The erosion has taken place, and those mountains the peaks are not as pointed as Himalayas. So Alps and Himalayas are some of the new fold mountains. We have Aravalli, Appalachian mountains. They are little older mountains, old fold mountains. Now mountains are also called chain or range of mountains. Now you will see mountains not only just one in this way. Have you ever seen only one mountain? No. They are range of mountains or chain of mountains. So there are parallel ranges of mountains running over hundreds of kilometers. Now some mountains are very long range of mountains, and you find sorry, you find the Rocky Mountains, which is in North America, and Andes Mountains, which is in South America, are some of the very long range of mountains which cover almost the whole continent. So mountains are chain of mountains, a range of mountains, and they are running for hundreds of kilometers. Even our Himalayan range, it is from Kashmir, in India only, it is from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. So they are act as a barrier. Now mountains, because it is not just one portion, it acts as a barrier. Barrier means it stops, obstructs the cold and hot wind from passing, because it's quite high and it covers, it's like a wall, and it protects the country from the enemies also, like mountains, like Himalayan range. Think of Himalayan range. It is so high that the enemies from the neighboring countries cannot cross over. So it acts as a protective shield also. It acts as the cold and hot wind cannot, like Himalayas, think of India. The cold wind from Russia, China, they cannot come to India because the Himalayan range is so high. So it acts as a barrier. It is also helpful because mountains are the storehouse of water, because it is very high, so you have glaciers over there, and the glaciers, when they melt, they flow as rivers, streams, and then they come down the plains and flow as rivers. So mountains are the source of rivers. Mountain slopes are, you have grasses over there, and so the animals can graze over there, so they are the pastures, and also mountains are rich in minerals, and also we have forests. Different type of trees grow in the mountains, and there is forest. And then you have, this is the thing, these are the things which are the importance of mountains. But mountains are very, it's difficult to grow crops over there because of its height. Communication and transportation is very difficult. So few people, less number of people live in mountains if you compare with the plain lands, of course. So mountains are, because of its landform, it is difficult to communicate and to build roads and do farming over there. Terrace farming is done over there. Next landform we come over is the plateaus. Now what are plateaus? Plateaus are exactly like, you think of a table. It's also called highland or tableland, which is flat at the top and the two sides are steep. So they are called plateaus. And plateaus we have in India is the Deccan Plateau, and the Tibetan Plateau is the highest plateau in the world. And it is very dry region, less rainfall is there because it is in the leeward side of the mountain. What is leeward side of the mountain? The other side of the mountain where it obstructs the wind, and due to that you have less rainfall. So the moisture laden wind come and get stuck in the other side of the mountain, and you have rainfall over there, and the opposite side doesn't get any rainfall. So that's why the plateaus are very dry, and they are called leeward side of the mountain. You have deep canyons over there. Deep canyons means it has deep valleys, and the valleys, very steep, and you have those steep sides are made of rocks. You can find it in America, Colorado plateaus. And there are grasslands, of course, because it is a flat tableland grassland where cattle and sheep are reared, and plateaus are very, very rich in minerals. Next major landform is the plain. It is the most suitable place where people would like to live in because it is flat and it is low-lying areas, and it is called lowland, and it is very fertile because the rivers, they flow over the land and they deposit the silt, and it is good for agriculture. People can earn their living by farming and rearing animals. Then we have big cities. They are developed because communication is very easy, transportation is easy. It is very easy to build roads in the plain land, then the mountains or the plateau regions. Then we have good communication facilities over here. We have railway lines, we have good roads. So that's why people prefer to live on plain lands. So plain lands are the flat, low-lying areas, or also called lowland. Then next landform is the desert. The desert area, the different deserts which we have heard, the Sahara Desert, the Thar Desert. So these deserts, it is very hot and dry, and frequent dust storms are very common there, and that's why you have sand dunes, the hills of sand, which is also very dangerous. And because there is less rainfall or hardly any rainfall, so very few things can be grown there, like maize, bajra, jowar, wheat, and less of vegetation. Natural vegetation is very less, and it is very hot. Life is very difficult in the desert area, and people move from one place to another in search of water. So plain land is much better. That's why if you see throughout the world, the plain lands are thickly populated areas all over the world. Then we come to the rivers. Now, as I will show you, now as you can see that the mountain ranges, and from the mountain ranges there are glaciers, and from the glaciers we have the rivers coming down as stream, and they flow down the plains as river, and then ultimately they meet the sea or other rivers. So this is how the rivers flow. So that rivers have three stages: the upper, the middle, and the lower. Now in the upper stage means where it starts. Always remember that the rivers originate from mountains or hills. So when they start from the glaciers or due to rainfall, so they come down as stream. And so here when they flow down the mountain, it is quite rapid. It is in a high speed, and that's why we have we have waterfalls, rapids, and canals. I will show you. This is waterfalls. When water fall from a great height. Similar thing is rapid or the canals. In the middle course, when the river is flowing through the plain land, it forms meander. Now what is meander? Like this. They form meanders. I will show you. This is meander. It is formed during the second stage of the river. And in the last stage, that is the third stage or the last stage, the rivers meet the sea, and that time the rivers become slower because it's carrying lot of rocks and sand particles, and they keep on depositing and it becomes slower, and at the mouth of the sea it deposits all the silt and they form delta, and we have the Ganga Brahmaputra delta in the Sundarban, which is the largest delta in the whole world. So the three stages of rivers are: upper course, canyon, waterfall, rapids are found; middle course, meanders are found; and the lower course, delta is found. Thank you, children.